Welcome, everybody. John Zegar. Good evening. 7:42, eastern slope of Colorado. Beautiful day today again. I think it hit 70. Got really warm. Last couple days have been just the perfect little temperature. No moisture, no rain, just partly cloudy and more sun than clouds, but great temperature. Got to get out in the country again a second day in a row. I was very happy with that. And there's a lot of energy out there that is not in the city. So I'm drinking ice water tonight. I defrosted my refrigerator. Got rid of most of my food in there. Didn't really want to do that, but I didn't plan very well. And it's empty. Actually, it's empty right now. I mean, the cupboards have, soups and various things of that nature, but that don't need refrigeration. But a friend kind of made dinner for me and left it on my doorstep. So I ate that earlier today. I think it was around 4 o'clock or thereabouts. I guess I had it. Kind of a Mexican dish. It was very good. Even left a piece of angel food cake, which was really good. I haven't had that in a long time. So I had a nice little dinner. And earlier for lunch, before noon, I had a bowl of noodles, some Asian noodles. I love noodles. I love Asian noodles. So had that late morning when I came back from being out in the country. It was kind of cool. Woke up this morning at 3 o'clock and my portal was open. I know that sounds funny, but if you guys understand the stuff I talk about in neuroscience, you would understand that the portal's the energy center above your head, about 18 inches, and the universe, that's where the universe downloads information to you from time to time. It doesn't happen all the time. For me, it seems like, I don't know, I get that about once a week. And it's pretty interesting stuff because it kind of connects the dots on where you've been and where you're going. So 3 o'clock this morning, I laid in bed for a while and kind of was just absorbing everything the universe was giving me. And really understanding what it's been doing, what it's been saying, what it was trying to communicate to me. And I felt really good about that. And finally I just said, well, I'm just gonna, I got up and put the coffee on, went back to bed, but excuse me, I just got up, and it's kind of funny, but I've been reading in the Bible the Book of Sirach, and if you've not ever read that particular book, excuse me, I have a dry throat. Something kind of, but go read that. This is my third time. I read it completely. I went back and reread it, and now this is the third time I'm rereading it word for word. It's got so much information in it. It's just amazing. But anyway, when I got up and was drinking a cup of coffee or whatever at 4, I decided to just continue reading. I mean, I read it every day, the Book of Sirach, and it just tells you how to live your life. That's all it does. It just gives you the exact formula and tools you need to live a healthy life. It just explains it all to you. It just says, here, you need to do this, and this. No, you don't need to do that. You need to do this, and this. There isn't any give. It's not a hard line book, but it's a very clear line book of how we need to conduct ourselves while we're down here on planet Earth. And the whole idea is being able to absorb it and put it to use day after day after day after day. Sometimes I forget to remember everything it was telling me. So I go back and reread the whole book again. So I enjoyed that because that was part of the download that the universe was sending me. Now I'm gonna say this one more time, and I've been saying this more often, and I don't know. I guess I just will continue to say it for a little while longer. But everybody understands the light, the universe, the source. That's all God, right? You guys know that. You guys understand that. So when we talk about the universe, sending you information or downloading information to you, it's kind of like God talking. It's a collective force of every living, everything living in the universe, and all of the energy there. I hope I said that right. They also call it the unified field, right? Unified field is the universe with all the energy in one spot from every living thing. Okay? So there's a wealth of information up there. The unified field, the universe. And it kind of gives you directions similar to, the Book of Sirach. That's my comparison. Nobody else, I'm sure, would make that comparison, but that's kind of mine. So anyway, let me tell you my story for a second and see if this makes any sense. Because today was when I got downloaded in my porthole this morning at 3 a.m. It was information that I've been searching for 11 years. Um, 11 years ago, I thought I was doing very well. Actually, I was. Making lots of money, working in psychology, doing clinical stuff. I don't know, I think it was at 39 or 40 some years of doing clinical work. Just remarkable job, and just totally happy. And kind of frayed on the edges. So I was risking some behavior that was not good. It just wasn't good, right? And the universe decided to slow me down a little bit, and it decided that it was time for me to, I know this is going to sound kind of funny, but, go sit in the corner for a while. And we need to teach you some lessons about life and that sort of thing. So, 11 years ago, I came to a screeching halt. And kind of lost everything. Oh no, that's not true. I did lose everything. I had a fair amount of stuff. I had a pretty comfortable life, and I had come to the conclusion that I might have known a couple things more than I thought I did. So the universe, and this is just an example with me, because it does this to a lot of people. A lot of people. And it's based out of love and compassion. So if you run into a situation where your life seems to be going along pretty good, and you think you're doing fine and all that good stuff, and for whatever reason you end up with a disease. I don't know, maybe you get a heart attack, or you get a stroke, or some cancer. I don't know what it might be. It's different for different people, For me, it wasn't any of those kinds of things. It was something else that, made me stop in my tracks. and it took away a whole lot of options and possibilities, and I literally was sitting in the corner. I couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. Nothing was going to happen. So for me, I, wanting to be in control of everything, of the world, did remarkable work. I think I built an online store. Fabulous online store. I found another trade, just as a sideline, something to do, generate a little extra money over here on the side or whatever. I took it upon myself to go out and just do moving matter jobs. Helping people out. Old ladies need their grass cut, need their yard worked on, you get the idea. That's just matter, trying to move matter. There's no money in it, but you do it because it's another source. I went and tried to complete my 5th book. I've written 4 and been published 4 times. But I decided to do my 5th book, which was almost done. I actually did it last winter when I was out in the Northwest steelhead fishing. And I made grave attempts to do that. I decided to dive headfirst into neuroscience, which has always been a part of me anyway, but I decided to see if I could figure out how that might be more of a profession for me. And I talked to different people and companies in regards to what possibilities might exist out there. So you get the idea. I was active for probably 8 years, totally invested in creating a new reality that produced money. I also looked in terms of changing my living situation, which had deteriorated, and transportation, which had deteriorated. Long story short, I just kept hitting a wall every single time. I would put in months and months or a year of work towards a project, and wouldn't go anywhere. For some reason, something would happen that would cause it to fail. And I'd pick it apart and take it apart and try to rework it and try to redo it and seek out other advice, and never could get. I probably had a dozen different, genuine, honorable ventures that I could not get anywhere. Everything I tried failed. And so after about 8 years, I had a download in the portal about 3 o'clock in the morning one day. This is a few years ago. And the information that came in said, and it was just very, very clear, wasn't harsh, wasn't mean, and I understood it came, I didn't understand at first, but I understood eventually that it came from a loving, compassionate energy. And it just said, go sit down over there in the corner and shut up. And I didn't understand that, and I ignored it at first, and then I went over in the corner. This is figuratively speaking, you guys. This is. Please understand that. And so I eventually just started to shut up. And it's not my job to go try to figure out a new career path for me or how to generate money. And I had to learn, and the universe was saying this to me, you need to learn how to surrender. Who, me? I had never surrendered to anything. So So this was difficult for me to hear and even attempt to do. Eventually, and again, this is after 8 years, I finally got this information, 9, 10, 11, so that'd be 3 years ago. And for the last 3 years, I've been sitting in the corner with my mouth closed, not trying to get in my own way, and not trying to get in the way of the universe any longer, and learning how to surrender. That's where I've been for the past 3 years. And it gets a little depressing because you begin to think you have, little to no value any longer. And I gave up certain things that I used to like to do. That I was pretty active. I mean, I was very active. There was so much stuff I was into, it was ridiculous. But I just made kind of a deal and said, all right, I will not do this or that or the other thing. My choice. And I will become more attentive to listening and trying to hear, what you want me to do. I'm talking to the universe. So, over the past 3 years, I've learned how to surrender. I've learned how to sit in the corner and shut up. I've learned how to get out of my own way and get out of the way of the universe. And these past 11 years, I've just been taught lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson that I thought I might have known, but I did not. Which brings me, how much time? Okay. Which brings me to last night. I'll try to shorten this story so you guys aren't bored. But so last night, during the download, all the dots got connected. And there was no need to be angry any longer at the universe for what it may or may not have been doing over the past 11 years. Putting up walls and roadblocks so that I would have to sit down long enough and listen and learn. I hope you understand that. It's not like blame. It has nothing to do with blame. I'm not blaming anybody for anything I've ever done. That's the farthest thing from my mind. But what I am saying is that sometimes, and this is what I'm trying to point out to you guys tonight, very, very important. Sometimes we end up sick because we make ourselves sick. But the universe has a part in it if it feels like there's some stuff that you need to learn. And out of love and compassion, the universe will stop you, prevent you, knock you down, allow a disease into you so that you go sit in the damn corner and shut up. Get out of your way, get out of its way. Learn to surrender and stuff like that. So that's kind of what happened last night. Was I had an epiphany to where some of the stuff that didn't make sense to me now made sense. I've tried to, over the past 11 years, I guess I've tried to build my coaching practice. You got to understand, for 43 years, all I did was counsel people. I just did therapy. Hour after hour, day after day, week, month, year, blah, blah, blah. Thousands and thousands of people all over the world. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. And so over the past 11 years, I've just tried to build my coaching business. I've tried to build a consulting business. Same thing. You know, how can I be of service or of help? What is it that you need? And let me see if I can, you know, kind of instruct you or point you in the direction you need to be going. This is all I do. It's all I know. And I'm very, very good at it. But here's the interesting thing. No matter how hard I tried, no matter what way I tried to approach it, with all the consulting that I went to get to learn how to build it from other people, every attempt I made failed. I dearly want to complete my 5th book. Equally, I want to do regular workshops. Equally, I want to do more speaking. Everything I tried in the last 11 years, no matter what angle I approached it from, nothing. Did I do some of that stuff? Sure. Did it ever grow? No. So last night, some of the dots got connected. And it was monumental, in my opinion. Water's good. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and I want you to consider, just consider, that if you're in a tight spot right now, maybe you're having the same thing happen to you. The universe has just, it can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, however it wants, out of love and compassion for you. If you're suffering from any disease or grave physical or emotional illness, obviously you did it to yourself, but maybe the universe is trying to slow you down, put you in the corner and tell you to shut up and learn how to surrender. So anyway, anybody who wants to contact me and give me some feedback on that, there's all kinds of ways to do that, to contact me, and you're welcome to. Nobody ever does. I don't expect anybody will this time either, but you're sure welcome to do that. Take care of one another. God bless you all, and look forward to talking to you all again real soon. See you. Bye.